Hello, Times Crossword, let's go. Shy before English class, that's cast. Shy is cast, as in to throw. English is E, and a cast is a class. CIA messed about with Castro's country. This is Costa Rica. Messed about is the anagram indicator for CIA and Castro's, and that gives Costa Rica, which is a country. Flight circling southern airspace, trials, bombing. I think this is an anagram, bombing being the indicator and the anagram letters being airspace trials and S for southern. Flight circling. Perhaps not. Lady to pick up advert for skirt. Yeah, this is evade. Lady is Eve, just any female name. And an ad is an advert, and to evade is to skirt. Viewpoints seen on outskirts of every island. Outskirts of every could be EY. Does this provide an answer? Viewpoints. Maybe it doesn't end EY because that doesn't look like a plural. One succeeding when boxing each. Amateur. Some ships with radar uncovered weapon to the north. Gosh, no. Well, flying start and now hitting heavy weather. Jointly endorse function over the phone. Well, I wonder if it begins CO, as in jointly, and function could be cos for cosine. That would make 6 across beginning with C. Discover, yeah, I think catch can mean discover. C is conservative, attending is at, and CH is church. Place to fly from New Delhi. Yeah, this is helidrome. New Delhi, new is an anagram indicator for Delhi, giving helid, and then over another city, over Rome, and a helidrome is a place to fly from. Competition, you're bound to enter. 3-legged race, where this is just a misleading definition in that it's a completely straightforward definition. There isn't a mixture of definition and wordplay, and it turns on bound having a different meaning to solve the clue than it does with its surface reading. Bound for the clue means that legs are actually bound together. Wind, fog, rain, and lightning primarily. Yeah, phew. This is Mistral. So Mistral is a wind, fog is mist, rain and lightning primarily. The primary or initial letters of rain and lightning are RAL. Some ships with radar. Well, I wonder if some ships is Armada. And with radar uncovered, yeah, radar uncovered is ADA, the middle of radar, the word without its covering or outside letters, and weapon is arm to the north of that. Thoroughbred animal eating seeds regularly with grass. Gosh, 6 down does look like it begins co or cos. Jointly endorse. Yeah, of course. Cosine is to jointly endorse, and function over the phone. Over the phone just indicates a word which is spelt differently to how it sounds. So the function cosine is spelt INE, but sounds the same as cosine. Now, does this G help? Thoroughbred. Yes, surely pedigreed. Animal. Pig. Eating seeds regularly. Regularly indicates every other letter in seeds, which could be letters 1, 3 and 5, or as in this case 2 and 4, which are E and D. With grass, with reed. One succeeding when boxing each. Gosh, not getting that. Recording, demo, and an evil spirit is a demon, briefly indicates that it's without its final letter. Dashed into city, missing the lecture. Subject to rising and falling temperature. One boy suffering setback. Yeah, this must be tidal. Tidal is subject to rising and falling. Temperature is T. One is I, and boy suffering setback is lad backwards. Second, unfinished drink, latte. Second is latter, unfinished without its final letter, and latte is a drink. Second version of wine, vessel. No, not getting that. Looking to put back a leader from Epsom with southeastern dialect. I wonder if it ends ESE, southeastern being the final SE, and dialect, well, quite a few ways of speaking end ESE, such as journalese. Leader from Epsom could be E with southeastern. So, looking to put back. No, not getting any further with that. Dashed into city, missing the, yeah, this is harangue. Dashed is ran into The Hague, which is a city. Yeah, The Hague is a city, missing the, leaves just Hague, and then harangue is lecture. Old lady heartlessly trampled, ancient creature. Could this be mastodon? Old lady could be ma. Yeah, it is mastodon. And I'll say why. Trampled is stood on heartlessly without its middle letter of O, leaving stud on, and then mastodon is an ancient creature, a dinosaur. Now, surely with this D, second version of wine vessel, yep, redraft. A redraft is a second version. Wine is red, and raft is vessel. Newspaper printed upside down, all right. It's the end of the world. Nope. Incite, purist to riot. This is stir up. To stir up is to incite, and to riot is an anagram indicator for the letters in purist. Dialect, looking to put back. Wow, I'm not getting that, and A and R are not particularly helpful in 15 down, so I'm utterly dependent, I think, on getting 21 across. Nibbled food with European in shabby surroundings. Nope. Very likely to be disemboweled, that's fatal. Snake, yeah, this is meander. Possibly as the anagram indicator for renamed, and to meander is to snake. Formerly called, extremely dirty and poor. Nay is formerly called. Extremely dirty are the extreme letters of dirty, D and Y, and needy means poor. Very likely to be disemboweled. That's fatal. So, could this be deadly? Deadly means fatal. Very likely. Wow. I feel this is right, but I don't think... Yeah, very is dead. Likely to be disemboweled means you take the word likely and you remove its contents, and that leaves you with ly. So dead meaning very. Yeah, to be dead set on something, to be very set on something. Phew. That explains that. Chap cross with country girl who's close to Douglas. Douglas is a city on the Isle of Man. Chap could be man. Well, it looks like it ends man, but it could also end woman, given the reference to girl. Clean. Yeah, great. This is the hidden clue. Beneath exhibits, exhibits indicates that the answer is contained within what comes before it, and within the word beneath you have the word neat, which means clean. Using weapons in game, finally attempt to get on scent. Nope, not getting that. Good repeatedly to enter small river to fish for eels. Flight circling southern airspace trials bombing. Well, it still does look like an anagram of airspace trials. And I think the whole thing means flight, and then S does mean southern, and what the clue is saying is circling or around the letter S, you have an anagram of airspace trials. So we're looking for a word which simply means flight. Yeah, and surely it's staircase, a flight of stairs. What's the first bit? A spiral staircase. Phew. Always good to get the long ones in. Gives you lots of help with other clues. So can I tidy up the top left? Good repeatedly to enter small river to fish for eels. I don't know what fishing for eels is in terms of a single word, but good repeatedly looks like part of the wordplay rather than the definition. I wonder if this is double G. To enter small river to fish for eels. Well, I wonder if this is sniggle. It fits the wordplay. Good repeatedly is GG. To enter small, S is small, river is Nile, and sniggle is a word. It's good in Scrabble. I don't know what it means, but I think for the purposes of this crossword, it may mean to fish for eels. Viewpoints, angles, seen on outskirts of every... Yeah, Anglesey. I was thinking of Alderney, and that didn't work. But Anglesey, an island off the coast of Wales in the United Kingdom. So viewpoints, angles, seen on the outskirts of Every, seen on EY, and then Anglesey is an island. One succeeding when boxing each amateur. So the definition could be one succeeding, such as an heir. Well, I think it's the other end of the clue, because inexpert fits the letters and means amateur. So one, succeeding is next. When boxing, or being around, each, and per means each. Phew. Okay, so we're still dependent on 21 across. We're getting 15 and 27 across, but can I make progress in the bottom left? 14 minutes down. Using weapons in game. I wonder if musketry... Yeah, surely musketry works. And I'll say why. So using weapons is the definition, musketry. In game, well, let me leave that bit of the explanation. But to get on scent, well, musk is scent, and that's why I was sure this was right. So we're looking to explain ETRY. Finally attempt could be the final letter of attempt, which is T. In game, but ERY doesn't mean a game. So let me extract these two letters. Musk looks like it's correct. I'm going to come back to that and see if this M helps with 13 down. Chap, great, so that could begin man, or it could be M and the N at the end. Cross with country girl. Gosh, I wonder if, yeah, I think this is right. And this is a reference to the Isle of Man. So let me explain. Chap is man, cross is X, with is W, the abbreviation, country is Oman, and girl who's close to Douglas is the definition. Douglas is on the Isle of Man, and a person from the Isle of Man is called Manx. So a Manx woman is a lady from the Isle of Man, and therefore a girl who's close to the capital of the Isle of Man, which is Douglas. Great, W, that's got to be helpful. Nibbled, worm-eaten, looks likely. Food is meat, with European, with E, in shabby surroundings, in worn. Great. Does this N help? I'm not hopeful. Newspaper could be rag or sun, printed upside down. That suggests just reversal, so it could begin garn. All right. Ah, wow. I think this is right. I think this is Ragnarok. Wow, if it is. So newspaper, printed upside down. Newspaper is rag. Printed upside down. Okay, so all right is okay. I think Ragnarok is the end of the world in Norse mythology. But newspaper printed, ran. Yeah, newspaper is rag, printed is ran. I think if you have a print run. So printed upside down is ran reversed, and then all right is okay, and that gives you Ragnarok. And K looks useful. Looking. This must be peaking ease. So looking, peaking, to put back a leader from Epsom. So take peaking, the leader from Epsom is E, and if you put back an E from peaking, you get peaking with the E at the end. Southeastern is SE, and then peaking ease is a dialect of presumably what people speak in Beijing, which was formerly Peking. So 13 across. Musketry seems to fit the definition, but not the wordplay. 18 minutes down. Let me see if I can explain this, or understand it rather. Using weapons in... Yeah, got it. So, using weapons is musketry. Game, finally, is E. Attempt is try. And to get on scent, to get on musk. So there we go. Everything completed, everything explained. No blank squares. Submit. Submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Fantastic. Well, that was a pretty substantial challenge. I got off to a ridiculously good start with the first two words, cast and Costa Rica, and it was almost embarrassingly fast, and then I hit a brick wall almost immediately. And then it was a pretty substantial challenge all the way to the final explanation of musketry. But absolutely super puzzle, really beautiful, lovely words, lovely clues, particularly Ragnarok, because if you haven't heard of that, or even if you have, it was very difficult to spot. And I think you pretty much needed that to get Pekingese, because that is not a common word. So super fun, slightly on the hard side, but I would say easier overall than most times puzzles. So I would say that the snitch is perhaps in the 70s or 80s. And on that note, I should just say that I endeavoured to solve a puzzle online yesterday and my computer crashed after 3 minutes, completely froze, so I had to abandon the recording. I finished the puzzle by hand and it took about 20 minutes. I looked up the snitch and it was 110, and it would have been fantastic to have a 100 plus snitch puzzle on the channel, but that was foiled yesterday by technological errors. So, splendid fun, this puzzle, and I hope you enjoyed watching this solve. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.